Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a detailed first look at the 2026 Pontiac GTO, a modern interpretation of one of America's most famous muscle car names. The car we're looking at today features a stunning metallic pure white glossy shine finish and is presented inside a bright modern white showroom. From its aggressive front design to the muscular rear, performance wheels, powerful engine concept and modern interior, this GTO has the kind of appearance that immediately gets your attention. Before we begin, one important point. The 2026 Pontiac GTO shown here should be treated as a concept or imagined modern design unless officially confirmed by Pontiac GM. Exact engine specifications, equipment, release date and pricing should therefore not be treated as official production specifications. Now, let's start with the exterior. The first thing that stands out is the overall attitude of this car. The 2026 GTO has the proportions of a traditional American muscle car, but the design language has been updated for a modern audience. The front end is wide, low and aggressive. The long hood gives the car a powerful stance, while the sharp body lines make it look ready to move, even when it's standing still. The metallic pure white paint makes every body line easy to see under the showroom lighting. At the front, the headlights have a modern LED-style appearance. They are slim, sharp, and positioned to give the GTO a more aggressive face. The central grille is wide, while the lower air intakes give the front bumper a performance-oriented appearance. The hood is another major part of the design. Those lines help create the impression that there's serious performance underneath. Moving closer to the front bumper, we can see the aerodynamic elements. The lower section is designed with large air openings and a sporty splitter-style appearance. These details aren't just about making the car look aggressive. On a real performance vehicle, airflow management can help control engine cooling and aerodynamic stability. Now let's move around to the side. This is where the muscle car proportions become even more obvious. The 2026 GTO has a long hood, relatively short rear section, and wide stance. The roofline flows smoothly toward the rear, giving the car a modern fastback-inspired appearance. The side surfaces are clean but muscular. Large wheel arches emphasize the width of the car, and inside those arches are large performance alloy wheels. The wheels are one of the most important visual features of any performance car. This design uses large multi-spoke wheels with high-performance tires. Behind the wheels, you can see large brake components. A performance braking system needs to deal with repeated hard braking, especially when a powerful engine is involved. So the brakes are just as important as the engine when we're talking about performance. The white paint also creates a beautiful contrast with the darker wheels and black aerodynamic elements. Now let's look at the rear. The rear of this GTO continues the aggressive muscle car theme. The taillights are modern and sharply styled. They create a wide visual appearance across the back of the vehicle. The trunk section is sculpted, while the rear bumper has a performance-oriented design. One of the most noticeable details is the exhaust system. The dual exhaust outlets give the rear a classic performance car appearance. They also hint at the kind of engine character we would expect from a traditional GTO. From the rear three-quarter angle, the car looks particularly wide. The rear fenders create a muscular stance, while the roofline flows naturally into the trunk. This is the kind of design that combines classic American muscle car proportions with modern technology. Now let's open the hood. This is where the GTO story becomes even more interesting. Because a production 2026 Pontiac GTO has not been officially confirmed with a published engine specification, we shouldn't claim a specific horsepower figure as fact. However, if a modern GTO were developed as a true performance muscle car, a high-output gasoline engine or an electrified performance powertrain would be logical possibilities. The traditional GTO identity has always been strongly connected to powerful engines. A modern interpretation would need to deliver strong acceleration, responsive throttle control, and the unmistakable character expected from a muscle car. The engine compartment shown here has a clean, performance-oriented layout. You can see the engine cover, intake system, cooling components, and other mechanical hardware. Engine cooling would be extremely important in a high-performance GTO. When an engine produces significant power, it also produces significant heat. A modern performance car therefore needs an effective cooling system involving radiators, coolant, circulation, airflow management, and engine control technology. The intake system is also important. The engine needs a consistent supply of cool air to produce efficient combustion. Modern engine management systems can constantly monitor temperatures, pressure, airflow, and other parameters to optimize performance. If a future GTO used a turbocharged engine, forced induction could provide additional power by compressing the incoming air. If it used a naturally aspirated engine, the character could be more closely connected to traditional muscle car performance. And if it used hybrid technology, electric motors could provide immediate torque while helping improve efficiency. The final technical specification would depend entirely on what General Motors would actually develop. Now let's talk about transmission technology. A modern performance GTO would likely require a transmission capable of handling substantial torque. Fast automatic transmissions have become extremely sophisticated. They can change gears quickly while maintaining smoothness during normal driving. A performance calibration could also provide faster shifts when the driver selects a sportier driving mode. Manual transmission availability, if offered at all, would depend on the final production strategy. Now let's talk about the driving experience we would expect from a modern GTO. The first thing would be acceleration. A performance muscle car should feel responsive when the driver presses the accelerator. But modern performance isn't just about straight-line speed. The suspension, steering, and braking systems all have to work together. A wide stance can help provide stability. Performance tires can provide additional grip. A sophisticated suspension can control body movement during acceleration, braking, and cornering. And a powerful braking system can bring the vehicle back under control quickly. Now let's move inside. The interior of this modern GTO combines a sporty design with contemporary technology. The driver's seat is positioned to provide a clear view of the road and easy access to the controls. The steering wheel has a performance-oriented appearance with multifunction controls. In front of the driver, a modern digital instrument display could provide information such as speed, engine RPM, fuel level, temperature, and performance data. A future production GTO could also offer configurable displays for different driving modes. For example, a normal display could focus on everyday information, while a sport mode could emphasize RPM, speed, and performance data. Moving to the center of the dashboard, we have the infotainment system. A modern GTO would be expected to include a large touchscreen with navigation, audio, smartphone connectivity, and vehicle settings. Wireless smartphone integration and Bluetooth connectivity would also be expected in a modern vehicle of this type. The center console provides access to additional driving controls. Depending on the final design, the driver could have selectable driving modes. These could adjust throttle response, transmission behavior, steering weight, and suspension settings. A sport mode would typically make the car feel more responsive. A comfort mode would focus more on smooth everyday driving. Now let's look at the seats. The front seats have a sporty appearance with stronger side bolsters. That's important because during hard cornering, supportive seats help keep the driver and passenger securely positioned. The interior shown here uses a dark premium theme with contrasting details. This creates a nice visual difference from the metallic white exterior. The cabin also features modern trim elements and ambient lighting. Ambient lighting has become an increasingly common feature in modern vehicles. It can make the interior feel more sophisticated. particularly during nighttime driving. Now let's talk about connectivity. A modern GTO would need to offer the technology today's drivers expect. That could include smartphone integration, wireless charging, USB connectivity, Bluetooth, navigation, and connected vehicle services. A premium audio system would also be appropriate for a car in this segment. Of course, the exact equipment would depend on the final production model. Now let's talk about safety. A modern muscle car would need modern safety technology. Potential driver assistance systems could include automatic emergency braking, forward, collision warning, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. A surround view camera system could also make parking easier.